Stand Up Diaries with Michelle Christine.
Hello and welcome to Stand Up Diaries, entry 172, and this one's called It's About to Get Real. And the reason it's called that is because today it's July 23rd, and on July 26th I fly to Edinburgh, Scotland through WOW Air. So I have a pit stop in Iceland, and then I go to Edinburgh where I'll land on July the 27th. And that's when I will be doing my month-long 50% Scottish, 100% crazy Let's Laugh, one-woman show, a blend of comedy and storytelling. Then I come back on the 31st of August. I'm here till the September the 5th, not that long, and then I fly to Melbourne, Australia until November the 16th, and I do their Fringe Festival as well as go to a wedding in mid-November. So it's going to be very real, very, very soon. And tonight I actually have my show. It's called Truth or Dare, Let's Laugh. I did one with Catherine for her birthday. She wanted I like themed shows, and so her idea for a theme was Truth or Dare, where we would do the Truth and Dares live on stage. So that went well at a place called Raffles Lounge, so we decided to do it at the Virgil, where I've been doing my last couple shows. And my last show was the Price is Right themed one of Come On Down, Let's Laugh, that I've been trying to get Drew Carey to come to, which he didn't, but you know, come on, of course. But you have to dream. And that was super fun. I had a contestants row. When everyone came, I had their little name tags that were like custom stickers that looked just like the ones from the show. Put everyone's name into a bag, pull them out throughout the show, and then there'd be kind of the item to get the person on stage, and then there'd be prizes like a new car, which was a toy car, or a helicopter. And if people didn't win, they honestly didn't win. So I would kind of come home with anything that hadn't been won. So there's a few things that I didn't mind coming home with. A puzzle was kind of nice. Just mouthwash, like why not? A cool little like vibrating toothbrush. And what else? Oh, someone did win mascara, but it was a guy, so he gave me the mascara, and I did need some new mascara, so that wasn't too bad either. So overall, it was one of my best shows just from the vibe of the audience. They had a great time, and they just really enjoyed kind of it being I called it an HBO Price is Right, because I could swear, and because the prizes could be something funny, like, oh, you win some pads and condoms. Like, it's just kind of like, you can be more playful with the whole thing. So that was a lot of fun. You know, I'm wearing a dress right now. This is the dress I'm wearing. Catherine is wearing a matching dress. So we went out shopping. I had horrible period cramps during the shopping, which sucked. So she was like really like patient to like look for dresses and kind of show them to me as I'm like lying on the floor groaning. But then we ended up going to this one store called Zara, and this was on like the sale rack. And she's like, oh, that's hideous. And I was like, I know, but maybe it's one of those things that looks really ugly on the rack, and then we put it on and we actually don't mind it. And it's kind of weird. It's like this kind of cool, like kind of ugly, but kind of cool at the same time. And we both put them on and we're like, this is it. And it was $12.99 each, so it was perfect. And I recently drove all the way from LA to Toronto to sell the Mazda. Oh, the Mazda, the faithful Mazda that took me across the country in Canada on our comedy tour and to here as well, but we couldn't import it. Long story short, you know, a part was prohibitively expensive to install that needed to be on the car for us to import it. So the option was to just drive it back. I had a few days to do the journey, booked a one-way ticket home. So I left on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. after my sketch class, because I had a sketch class once a week on a Wednesday. And I drove all through the night, got to Colorado, hung out for a few hours, slept for an hour, then drove to Omaha, Nebraska, slept for 8 hours, and then drove another 15 hours to Toronto and got in late on Friday night. So that was pretty epic. And then I got to do my last Wizard of Ossington show. The show officially ended only a couple weeks ago. The venue just decided, you know, it's time to go in a new direction. And I'd left it behind for over a year and had so much fun building that room and the show and the fans. And I did Skype with the fans for the last show, or what I thought was going to be the last show, and just be like, oh, thanks everyone for everything. And then when I realized I had to go back to Toronto to get the car there, I asked the venue, hey, like, is it possible for me to still do the show on Monday? And they're like, yeah, well, you know, the new person's this, but see. And they were very kind of gracious and said, yeah, send off the show. So I brought my Wizard of Oz Dorothy costume with me to Toronto and dressed up like I did for the first show, where I dressed up as Dorothy back in November of, I guess, a couple years ago now, and kind of sent it off in the right way. And I was just so happy to kind of have been there for the first show and the last show, and it went really well. And it was so nice to be away for Toronto for that long and still be able to see all kind of my regulars come out to support me. So that was awesome. And my dad too, which is always funny, because I poke fun of him during the show and the audience likes that, but in a playful way. Anyway, and when I went to my mom's house in Ajax, this was a painting right there, and I got it in France. I got it in, well, I went when I was 16 on a trip on an exchange, and maybe I'll put it a little bit closer. And I love France, it's a beautiful country. And this kind of spoke to me, and it was just a cute little picture, it wasn't too expensive. And I thought, oh, I'll give it to my parents as a thank you for helping me go to France when I was 16 to learn a little bit of French. And when I went to Ajax, where this had been in our like little foyer, or like the area where you take off your shoes in the front, it wasn't where it normally was. And I was like, oh, Mom, where is it? And then I looked in the basement, and it was, you know, in a dark room in the corner of a basement. And this picture always kind of reminded me of home, and I decided to take it with me with my mom's blessing, and it can be like my little piece of home with me here in LA, which I think is really cool. So I'm excited. I'm going to put it in the kitchen so I can see it every day, which is really cool. So yeah, big show tonight. I will be sure to kind of let you guys know how that show went. 2 big international festivals. I'm going to try to bring my camera so I can get the adapters and whatnot to do a few episodes while I'm in Scotland, because I think it'll be very interesting to do some there, and then maybe one when I return back, and then bring it with me to Australia so I can kind of keep running updates kind of as things move forward. But I'm looking forward to the show tonight. Nervous as always. Catherine's been having a bit of diarrhea because it's show night, so she probably was like, why did you say that? But you know, not that many people watch this, Catherine, so it's okay. But yeah, so preparing for that. It's real hot today, about 35 degrees Celsius outside, so I'm excited for it to cool down a little bit to head to the Virgil. And then yeah, that's about it. This has been your next edition of Stand Up Diaries. I have been Michelle Christine.